Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Tuco with Music ID TV, your home for B2B music news. So as some of you may know, we try to do our best to find news that we feel is important to you. And sometimes we have to do a little bit more digging. And I came across this report on millennials and how millennials consume media, and specifically music consumption. Millennials consume about 20 hours of TV and about 20 hours on our mobile phones. Yes, I am a millennial. On our mobile phones per week. Comparatively, we only spend about 10 hours per week listening to radio. One thing to note. So about that, when it comes to investing in your career as a music creator, we have to consider where our money should go. It's been said that it can take about $150,000 to really launch a radio campaign. Also, just for definition, some of you may not know, based off of this report, millennials are considered between the ages of 18 and 34. Just made it myself. Anyway, so since it takes about $150,000 to actually potentially launch a radio campaign for a single, and we're only listening to 10 hours of that per week, but we're watching 20 hours of television, and then we're spending 20 hours on our cell phones per week. That tells you where our attention is. That tells you where you should invest to get our attention. Clearly, a mobile strategy would be conducive to your efforts, along with some type of sync licensing strategy if you want to use that as a way to get your music heard in a passive medium. Sync licensing in television has always been a good way for that, because a song comes on, you're like, oh, this is kind of cool, I kind of like it. Let me Shazam it, let me find out who it is, and then you find out who it is, and then you go listen. Another thing that you guys might want to take note of is that 60% of millennials use 2 music streaming apps. Dose. Which is interesting because I just got all 3 music stream, not all 3, but there's more than 3. But I had just got 3 music streaming apps. I have Spotify now, I have Apple Music, and I also have Tidal. So one thing they're saying about millennials is that we're not really loyal to brands, we're not loyal to platforms. We pretty much will take what we feel is the most conducive to us, which is kind of good. And that's kind of good for you guys, because that means that we're open to a lot more in this generation. And so we're open to a lot more entrepreneurship, a lot more new companies, a lot more brands that we haven't seen before, just to see where it's going to go next. So I'd like to know which 2 streaming services you all use. Please leave that in the comment section below so we can do our own tally of this concept of millennials using double streaming services. And if you're not a millennial, still list what streaming services you use, because then we can compare that information as well. You know I am in love with the concept of data because it allows you to make informed decisions. You get information like this, and then you can say, I'm going to invest money in this way. Anyway, be sure to share with a friend, like, and subscribe for more videos. Don't be afraid to turn on the notifications button. We will be posting at least 4 news videos per week. Once again, my name is Tuco with Music ID TV, your home for B2B music news. What I'm working with, my ass too fat,